Okay! Huh? Jimmy! What are you doing?
Did you like playing as Spike in Ape Escape 1? Wasn't his determination and willpower kind of inspiring? Wasn't his rivalry with Spectre built up really well? Wouldn't you want to play as him in Ape Escape 2? Or heck, now that Jake isn't mind-controlled, maybe we can play as him this time. Well, I've got good news for you. You can play as Spike, but only after you play through the entire game as this Ash Ketchum-sounding kid named Jimmy. Jimmy is Spike's cousin, as well as the main protagonist / inciting incident for Ape Escape 2. Although still brave and persistent like Spike, he is way clumsier and far more accident prone, to the point where he constantly needs to wear a bandage over his nose, and he sent intelligence-boosting monkey helmets into a park full of monkeys when he was only supposed to send them clean pants! How do you even make that kind of mistake, Jimmy?
Okay, I know it sounds like I'm being cruel to Jimmy, but honestly, the Ape Escape creators are far crueler to him. In Ape Escape 3, he's relegated to a mindless couch potato. In Big Mission, he's stuck running on Monkey Red's hamster wheel. In these So To Get You shorts, he is consistently humiliated, assaulted, or both, and in the anime, he doesn't even show up! Kei and Yumi made it to that! But Jimmy does show up in one other place. You wanna know where it is? This bootleg-looking, Spectre-ruining Nicktoons cartoon! Where he also gets abused the majority of the time! So, with all that said, I really don't have it in me to rag on the kid. He's already been through enough, and I myself am a scraggly geek who gets himself into plenty of accidents and makes plenty of dumb mistakes. Like dragging on Kairi a couple episodes back. Every character has their fans, and I shouldn't regurgitate any "this character sucks" opinion before I do my own research. Like Jimmy, for instance. My first Ape Escape game was Ape Escape 2, so I still love this little goober despite the less than stellar treatment he's been given. I also really like his flying baby monkey MacGuffin Pippachi. It feeds you cookies when you faint, keeps you from falling into bottomless pits, and it just looks so darn cute. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, right, death matches.
Now for Jimmy's opponent. Brace for some whiplash. To my existence down and let me explain.
Let me just take you back a couple decades.
Metal Gear Solid 1 was spearheaded by the gritty, cool, fearless super soldier that is Mr. Solid Snake. Everybody loved Snake. And when Metal Gear Solid 2 was released, everyone was excited to play as Snake again. Only to be given control of this skinny, whiny, VR-trained pretty boy that called himself Solid Snake. Needless to say, people weren't too excited about this change. Of course, they got control of the real Snake back later, and after spending the games he appears in getting, Walk of Shamed, whizzed on, stabbed, dumped, dismembered, and overall treated like a punching bag, until his only human parts were his head and upper spine, he finally got his well-overdue awesome factor upgrade in Metal Gear Rising Revengeance.
Starting to see the parallels?
I can't say that Jimmy ever got the same upgrade. Although now that I'm thinking about it, I would love to see a cyborg Jimmy. That sounds hilarious. And because he got no such upgrade, there's gonna be some tonal clash. But unlike some, I enjoy a good oddball matchup like this every once in a while. Starscream versus Rainbow Dash, Goro versus Machamp. Make cartoony characters fight gritty characters more often, people. It's hilarious.
If you thought the comparisons between these two ended with the protagonist switch and the series whipping boy status,
boy, do I have some fun news. Believe it or not, this battle could be completely canon to both series. That's right. Metal Gear Solid and Ape Escape exist in the same universe. Not only was there an Ape Escape minigame in Metal Gear Solid 3, it's confirmed that the professor is an old college colleague of Colonel Campbell, yes, that Colonel Campbell, and he created a monkey clone of Solid Snake using Snake's memories that ended up rescuing the actual Snake, who was held captive by a monkey clone of Revolver Ocelot! Ape Escape 3, man. It's a trip. So, the fight could start out with Raiden assisting Peepo Snake on a stealth mission. Be honest, there have been weirder things that Raiden's had to do. And then the mission is compromised by Jimmy stumbling onto the battlefield and capturing Peepo Snake, not knowing how important he is. Since Raiden is no stranger to child soldiers, he initiates the fight, questioning Jimmy about his gear and why he's on the battlefield in the first place. Jimmy's too surprised to answer, so he just attacks back with his own gadgets. They start trading off attacks with every unorthodox weapon they collected across their journeys, and they seem to be matching each other strangely well. Eventually, one of them gets the upper hand and has the other one beaten down on the ground. Since both are no stranger to having long ideological conversations with people they're about to fight or have fought, they start talking about their experiences. Raiden empathizes with Jimmy being forced to fight on his own at such a young age, and Jimmy apologizes for his misunderstanding with Peepo Snake. They shake hands and walk their separate ways. With all the insane matchups on this list, how is this the one that I picture ending diplomatically?
I know it might seem crazy, but I think Jimmy could take this. Yes, Raiden has experience, coordination, competence, and insane feats of strength far beyond what Jimmy's shown. But Jimmy, he's taken down a kaiju-sized ape by knocking out his teeth, fell through a hole in the earth unscathed, and he survived this explosion on the moon. Jimmy may be clumsy, but he is nothing if not durable. There's always the chance Raiden's experience and coordination could catch him off guard, and now that I think about it, Raiden does have experience fighting and killing Jimmys. Well, if I'm right, Jimmy might just give Logan some revengeance.